Let's check out some CapCut templates. I'm going to show you how to take one clip that has 2 camera angles and add a background for each of the characters. So quick background, I found this clip on CapCut and it reminded me of a situation I was in when I went to Tampa. I'm going to Google real quick till I can find this pizza place that I went to where I waited 30 minutes in line, and as soon as I got up to the window shut and the guy's like, "We're closed." I was like, okay, well that kind of sucks. So I opened up Google Maps and I'm going down to Ybor City, and that's where this happened. So I'm gonna go like do a street view, and oh no, wait, there it is. I found it. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna do street view, and I'm gonna get a clip of this pizza shop. It's really good pizza. That's why I was, worth the wait. All right. So once I screenshot this one from street view, I'm gonna do a 360 rotation, and I'm gonna get the background for my other character. I found this other photo that has a night scene that I'm gonna use as a soft opening. I'm gonna go ahead and select that and drag that into CapCut, and I want to make sure that my aspect ratio is set to 9:16 for TikTok. I'm going to zoom in, and with that, I also want it to move, so I'm going to make it a keyframe. We'll do a beginning keyframe and an end keyframe because I want it to have some motion as this is a soft opening, just to kind of like introduce the audience to what the situation is going to be. We're going to go ahead and smooth it out with the time graph. And once we get that to where we want it, I'm going to go ahead and import the other images, the background for the character too. It doesn't look, it looks weird. So what I'm going to do is I want to rotate it and scale it, but it's really not that great to do it with just your fingers on your phone. So there's this really good tool that you would think would be under transform, but it's actually called basic. And this gives you the tools where you can really tune into how you want your image to look. All right, once we get that to where we want it, go ahead and click off, and then let's go ahead and get in our other image. Let's go into overlay, add overlay. I'm gonna get rid of that, and then we're gonna move it over. We're gonna expand. There it is. Okay, so look at this. Okay, so when you do a freeze frame, for some reason CapCut adds this little tab at the end, like a little Chad something. I don't know why it does it, but you have to zoom in to find it. If you ever see a glitch in your video, it's probably because there's a freaking Chad tab little remnant. So once you delete that, I'm going to expand the time on this one, and then I'm going to drag it over, and then scale it. Looks all right. See, when you do it with your fingers, it's a little bit tough. So wait, you go to basic. It's not in transform, go to basic, and that'll give you, again, the tools to where you can really fine tune your image. That looks about right. Okay, I'm gonna move this to drag it to extend its time. And I want it to snap. All right, now once we get this over to align, we're gonna go into layers, and I want the green screen to appear on top. So go into layers, somewhere. All right, layers, we're gonna drag the green screen on top. Make sure you click all twos. All right, now that we have green screen on top, we're gonna go into remove background. There we go, remove background. And we're gonna do green screen. It's the chroma key option. We're gonna move this over. Now this is where you can really fine tune the green screen cutout. The intensity, you don't want to go too much because then you'll start to cut into the part that you don't want to. So what we can do is just do clean up edge here and just play around with it to where you get it to where you want. If you feather the edge too much, it'll be blurry around the edges. Just doesn't really work well, but in some cases it does. All right, so now we have our first main clip with the 2 characters cut out. But now we need to separate them because each character needs their own background. So this is going to be a simple process, but not so simple. It's probably not the easiest, it's not the fastest, probably, but it works for me. All right, so next we're going to make a duplicate of our image that's in the main timeline, which is completely useless. And then once you make duplicates of your still images of the background, make them an overlay. I'm going to drag this over, and I'm just going to expand it a little bit. I lost it. Let's go back, and we're gonna go into layers, and we're gonna there are layers. We're gonna bring our green screen characters on top. That's about right. Gonna scale, You can scale it to where, the perspective looks right. Sure. All right, so here comes the long part. We're gonna expand a little bit of our backgrounds, our two backgrounds. And at this point, we need to go to our green screen timeline, and we're gonna cut out the point where the characters change. And it's a single clip where it goes back and forth with the characters, but every time the characters change, I'm gonna split it. You just gotta scrub through, and every time you see a change in the characters, that's where you're gonna add a split. And if your clip has music that you want to keep, that's going to be a little bit harder, because every time you cut and you fine tune that cut, the audio is going to jump. So the best thing is to do is just get rid of the audio of the clip and then just add your own. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But okay, so for the rest of this, I'm just going to go through the timeline and split every time the character changes. All right, so once we got all of our splits in place, we're gonna work with the backgrounds. And I'm just gonna scrub through and make sure that the clip is cut to where it needs to be. So we're gonna take our other background, we're gonna make it the length of the main clip. A little bit too long there. We'll snap it. Well, actually, no, we need to snap it to the main clip, because there we go. Okay, we'll do both of those till the end at the end of the main clip. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start adding some audio. And the soft opener I wanted to have like this night scene. So I'm gonna go to CapCut, and we're gonna type in, let's do night life. And we'll see what we got there. CapCut does have a really good sound library. We just gotta make sure that if you have copyrighted sound, then TikTok will take it out. So we're just gonna go through this, and we're gonna look for something that sounds correct. You can't hear it, but I can hear it in my side monitor. And let's just refine that to city. I always have this fear where it's like, I will click on a sound, like that sounds good, but I want to look at the other ones, because you never know if you're going to find that one gem. But after a while, you just kind of give up, and then you scroll back to the top. All right, so we have our sound clip of the city nightlife ambient sound, and it's been bugging me, the keyframes. So I need to readjust the keyframes. I don't know. It's just like, as the project progresses, it's just sometimes you just want to refine stuff. So I'm gonna have it start. I'm gonna have the motion start more at the beginning, and I'll refine it towards the end. Okay. With that done, we'll give that a second to process. As my project gets bigger, the slower my phone goes. All right. So at this point, I need to start refining the splits of the main clip here, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to where you don't have a double kind of like pop in there because you cut too far in, or not enough of the main clip. And that's why it's important to, if you have sound in your clip, just get rid of the sound and then replace it with your own. All right, so of course, like I said, if you do anything with editing, the layers always messes stuff up. But it's just, hey, just another thing you have to do. Do you see how this main green screen clip doesn't quite line up with the backgrounds? We're gonna have to clean that up, but let's drag this over to where I can have that on top, to where I can see it. I'll scale him. Make him look like he's in the little window. The guy that denied me my pizza slice after waiting in line for 30 minutes. Okay. It seemed like too far away, so let's go ahead and bring the background forward, and then we'll make our character fit in the window. Right. Yeah, sure. Again, not going for perfection, but things do bother me if they're not perfect. But we're in CapCut on a phone, using our fingers to edit. And the rotation. Sure. This is my problem. The fine tuning. If I were to just slapstick it together, I'd probably get like more than 8 views on TikTok. All right, there's a thing here. Okay, so the clip jumps. It didn't jump to the other character. It just jumped to a different focal, like a different zoom for the character. So then I'm gonna have to add a split for that. It goes from here. I'm gonna split. I want to split the background actually, and I'm gonna modify the background to match his jump there. So let's bring him forward here. Remember, every time you make a change, layers. All right. So just bring this guy. We'll drag him up the whole time he's giving us the bird. Yeah. So we're gonna go scrub back and forth to see what that match looks like. And of course, you made a change, so of course, layers, CapCut makes, you know, life a little bit difficult, but that's what we're here for, because we like difficulty times, because it's fun for us for some reason. All right, so this guy, Brad Pitt, he was just in an F1 movie that seemed like it was going to be cool, but it seems like it's completely boring. They filmed it here in Daytona at the Speedway. All right, so the background, see, I need to stop talking because I'm not concentrating. All right, it's the background. We'll have it match to our eye, per se. There's a change there. Wait, hey, there. Man, look at that. Of course, layers change. So let's go back into layers and bring our character back up to the front again. All right. And we're going to fine tune our backgrounds over here. So let's go ahead and just delete that chunk. All right. So what that did is that took out the one background to where we see the foreground background. Did that make sense? But here it's like to review. It looks all right. I mean, of course it's not great. Oh wait, there's a jump there. We can correct that. And, oh, there, our character's out of line. All right, we're gonna have to scale him. So let's get. Should I bring the? Yeah, let's put him more forward. The main antagonist, as you would say. I don't know. We'll get the background just to it. I want to have detail, you know, to where the audience will see what this is. Obviously, it's a takeout window, but I also want to have the character as one of the main focal points as well. And sure, that works. And then there's a quick clip, but it's gonna bug me, but we'll get to that. So switch. All right, so okay, so I see a little ending point here that needs a background. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the end here. That's a real quick clip though. All right, so let's go over to my background for that character. I'm just gonna like go to any point and split it. And I'm gonna duplicate that split. I don't wanna just drag it over because then that'll end that background for that segment. So we're gonna go over to duplicate, and I'm gonna drag it over, the duplicate over to the end of the clip. And we're just gonna adjust it to where it fits that clip. So this little tiny thing has a background. That is really short though, but all right, so let's see how it plays. Of course, gotta go back to layers. I can see. All right, fine. So let's select it, and we're gonna go into layers. That is really short, though. Bring our character up. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm just gonna delete it because I know what all right. So yeah, let's just play it through. But I'm gonna delete it. So in the meantime, what I'll do is let's add the music that was originally in the main clip, and let's go to YouTube. I don't suggest anybody do this because it's not right, but I'm gonna screen record the song, just a little part of the song that was originally in the clip, and then from there, edit your project, and then here you go, finished product.